get? Cool. And here we go again. Been a little while, obviously. Um, yeah, so we're getting started with some Guild Wars. Guild Wars, indeed. So yeah, we're just participating in some Season of the Dragon stuff, which will be a lot of fun. It is currently the Drizzlewood week, so we're here in the Drizzlewood coast, and currently participating in trying to turn all that right into blue. So I am currently playing a Char. For those of you who haven't ever seen Guild Wars before, their Char are these kind of cat beast people. They're a little unusual. They're quadrupeds for one, and they're ambulatory. Like they can stand on two legs, but you can see they run on four. They have big floofy tails, and they have horns. They have quite elaborate horns sometimes. You can see I have little gears in mine because I'm part of the Iron Legion, which is very kind of mechanically minded. So basically we're moving north, and each base that we take, we have to do some little mini games afterwards. And the mini game for this one, or in this particular instance, is to shoot down these balloons. I got hit by something. Oh, there's some fire on the ground there. But yeah, so we're just shooting down these propaganda balloons as we participate in the Char Civil War. So that's a thing. Let's see if we can actually hit one of these things. There's so many people here participating because, of course, this is the live event. So, um, oh, gotta reload. But yeah, honestly, like I really love these live meta maps, and it's really great seeing like so many people here. Yay! So we got some participation. Could have gotten more. Was trying to set things up for the stream. So from here, we're gonna follow this group, and we're gonna head out and continue on. So each time we take a base and we successfully hold on to the base, it raises our troop morale, and that gives us better rewards. So if we hover over here, we can see our participation. We're at 140% participation, doing pretty well. And then we're gonna try and escort Malice Sword Shadow, who is the our lovely friend, leader of the. Is she the leader of the Ash Legion? No, she's not. She's just she's a member of the Ash Legion, who are like the spooky spy people. The Char is divided into five what are called gladia, which are kind of like, think of it as a cross between like a Harry Potter house and a your permanent job description. Basically, you join one of the Gladia as you're growing up, and you live with them, you work with them, all those kind of things. So there's they're each a different legion. So there's Ember Legion, Ash Legion, Iron Legion, Blood Legion. Yeah. So 4, rather. Um, there's another Legion, uh, but they're not part of the Gladia proper. They're actually the Char. The Char. So lots of history in Guild Wars. Tons of history. It's actually built on top of another entire MMO, Guild Wars 1. But the main thing that you need to know about the Char is that they're currently fighting a civil war, and the group that broke away, which is called the Dominion, as you can see, they're all labeled Dominion X with their class essentially. The Dominion have formed what's called the Steel Legion, and there's also the Frost Legion, who serve the Elder Dragon Jormag, who we will meet later. We're currently in a meta map, and we're pushing forwards. So each of these bases, we have to break down the gates, run inside, get rid of any resistance inside, and then we have to capture the base itself and hold it from hold it against onlookers. I am playing a Char Revenant. Revenant is a class that channels the spirits of the dead. So I have these skills here are all representations of legendary Char from the past. So I can channel their ghosts essentially to do different effects. I will try and fix that then. Let's see. There we go. Should be some nice thematic music, some nice sound effects as I shoot my little bow there. I have this very fancy skin for my bow, which looks like a phoenix. Oop, hello. So yeah, there's snipers in this area. We gotta dodge those. Those are definitely very dangerous. And yeah, one of the great things I really love about Guild Wars is that all of the characters the voice acting's quite lovely, and sometimes quite sarcastic. So a lot of fun to listen to. It's really nice because usually these maps are not particularly full. Well, the meta maps are up and down, but it's really nice that because there's a current event going on to try and get people back in game, it is absolutely full. There are so many people around, and it's really fun. It's really nice to see everybody out and about. Currently fighting one of the Steel Legion, who are part of. There's essentially there's one for each of the bases, which, as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bases. There are 6 members of the Steel Legion who we have to fight and defeat, and then push north. Because we're trying to get farther north. Because if you notice, it goes from kind of nice, lush, temperate here to it gets colder and colder and colder, and then it's all icy up here. Because one of the reasons that the Char Civil War happened is that there is a large, frosty dragon who's very persuasive, who we will see later. We'll probably go and hit. We'll go do the boss fight in a little bit, but gonna do this first, and then around around 9 o'clock probably we'll end up doing the boss. Just gonna turn that up a little bit. Cause actually, you know what? The other half of that is probably I have it turned down. Oh no, don't. Huh. Hopefully hearable now. Cool. But yeah, so for those of you who haven't ever played this game, MMOs can definitely be a little bit overwhelming. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to go in here. And this is something that's, if you ever start playing this game, such an important thing to do because it's going to help you kind of like know what's going on. We go down here to the character model limit, and we turn down all the way to lowest. And the reason for that is that it will actually stop. It's gonna, one, we're gonna get better frame rate, but it's gonna stop rendering anything but the enemies essentially. So all of my allies, well, you can still see the little name tags. We can, we're only getting the NPCs and we're only getting the enemies. So we can see ourselves, we can see what's going on, and it makes it a lot easier and a lot kind of clearer to parse. And we get like 1 or 2 allies, and that's it. Because right now there's like 30, 40, 50 people all around us, so just by turning that down, it's a nice little quality of life thing. So we're gonna grab our treasure. And on the plus side, it also improves our frame rate, which is kind of nice. Can't complain about that too much. But yeah. So we've taken another village, and we're getting ready. We're gonna hop in over here. We can actually do a little airdrop to any area we've already captured. So we're gonna grab that, and we're gonna hop in, we're gonna fly down, and we're gonna help out. So this is our Griffin. So in Guild Wars, your mounts have very, very different movement capabilities. So the Griffin's the most kind of agile flying mount, and it's pretty great for getting around fast. Oh, that's kind of fun. So, if you notice this person has an orange nameplate there, orange means that they're actually in my guild. So that's another person from Myth. But yeah, so Guild Wars is similar to a lot of the major MMOs out there. The big difference is that a lot of the, well, one, you can dodge. So a lot of the combat requires you to kind of have your head up, not stand in things, and like actually actively dodge. And also the other half of it is that your abilities are kind of set up differently, which adds for some pretty neat combat because your combat skills are based on your weapons. So if I swap from my bow and arrow to a mace and axe, I have a completely different set of skills, and they allow me to do completely different things, like play a different role. So it's very flexible in terms of class capabilities. So unlike we're in a lot of other MMOs, you have the kind of holy trinity of like tank, healer, DPS. In Guild Wars, everybody plays a little bit of everything, and everybody has different capabilities. So this is some pretty interesting flexibility and some pretty interesting stuff. It does make raid design kind of a little complicated, but yeah, so the big exciting thing that's coming up soon is that there's a brand new expansion which has a whole new continent and has a whole bunch of new stuff going on. First new expansion in at least 7 or 8 years. It's been a while now, so we'll be fighting all these folks and pushing forwards. And you'll get to see you'll see the first boss fight, which is more of a kind of a big mob boss fight. and then after that, you'll see the big boss fight. Ooh. So these little Orbeez on the ground, like this thing right here. If you collect those, if I collect 30 of those, I get access to a really neat kind of burst ability, which is very powerful and basically one-shots a lot of the smaller mobs. So collecting those is pretty important when you're trying to farm this quickly. Because there's a whole bunch of people here, we can push them pretty fast. Gonna grab ourselves. There's a nice little way station here that allows us to pick up an extra button here. So we have a nice little extra button. And in this case, that extra button. Oh, hi! Well, there's a giant tank here. Now we have to fight this. Oh, joy! Huzzah! I'm gonna switch back to my bow and arrow so I can keep a little bit of distance on this thing, because it hurts when you're close. Unsurprisingly, it means a tank. And thankfully, my arrows are magical, so they can actually do any damage whatsoever. Just res this person. Another thing about Guild Wars that I appreciate is that you actually, if you're knocked down, you actually get to fight for your life. So I'll take enough damage to go down. Come on, hurt me. Hurt me! There we go. So you actually have a chance, you have the fight to survive. So you can, if you defeat an enemy before you get knocked down, which, if an enemy would conveniently come up to me, that'd be nice. You can heal yourself using your 4 ability. It's called Bandage. And every class has access to that, but every class has a slightly different kit. And then yeah, so if there's an enemy around that isn't a boss, well actually we might beat him. And yes, that was a helicopter that came down and swept away the tank. So yeah, we'll see them later. We'll fight them later.
Nothing like the spoils of war.
So in universe, the Char and the humans have a pretty tumultuous history, because the Char were the antagonists of Guild Wars 1. Actually, they invaded and burnt down a lot of the human kingdoms, not gonna lie. Oh, and so this is my dragon. This is called the Sky Scale. It's very pretty. So the difference between the Griffin and the Sky Scale is Sky Scale can move horizontally at a decent speed, but Sky Scale can just go and go upwards. Whereas with the Griffin, you actually can't directly gain height. You're gliding essentially. But you can gain intense amounts of speed. Just mining some nodes as we go north. So yeah, we've cleared all the points. Oh, choppers incoming. Gotta defend the base before we're able to go north. Need to grab myself a Charzuka. Yep. It. Oh, here comes one. I also appreciate that there's, like, you can hear it just in the background. There's little conversations going on all over the place. And they do lots of stuff like that to kind of, like, fill in story aspects. And it's fun, because sometimes you'll just be walking along and you'll hear some kind of conversation between 2 NPCs, and it's pretty neat. Oh, of course, here come the bots. Let's just flip on. Let's just flip follower only chat on for a little bit. Get rid of those nasty bots. But yeah, how's that? Anyone who's not a bot in chat, say hi. How's everyone doing today? Just had some mac and cheese and salad myself, as it was a long and busy day. Spent a lot of it doing errands, which is nice because we have a new car, so the new car makes things easier, but it's still a very long day. Have you played any MMOs in your life? Is this all just a confusing mess of sound and noise? Well, I apologize for that. I usually try and stream things that are a little more grokkable initially, but I wanted to try and... A friend of mine was hoping to get to see a little bit of this, so I am just trying to get back into the swing of things. Also, completely honestly, this is the game that I kind of played the most consistently lately since well, everything happened with Blizzard. So I am just pleased to be able to be on here and enjoy myself. Also, unfortunately, Total War 3 doesn't launch till February, and like I'll probably at some point, now that things are quieting down a little more in my personal life, I'll probably try and get back to the project I was working on. But yeah, for sure. Well, it's like I'll definitely have to give y'all a shout when I'm playing some I've been playing through Tales games, and once I'm done Tales of Zestiria, I plan to try and play through a bunch of other ones, and those are both streamable and fun. And yeah, because I have Basiria and a couple others. I don't have the Tales of Arise yet, which is just the weirdest name, completely honestly, because Tales of Arise like sounds like a grammatical error. What game is next up on your platter? Ooh. I promise I'll be voting for a pacifist run, because it makes me sad when you have to shank people you care about. Undertale is one of those games that has the writing feels like there's enough of like characters feel real enough that there is some sadness. I actually just finished watching I'm in the process of watching a playthrough of Beast Breaker, and I think you might like it. It's a very fun little. It's almost like if you took Peggle and you turn it into a combat game. I think it's a pretty fun little thing. It has an incredibly adorable designs. Also, I went through Metroid Dread absolutely quickly, but I wish I had a capture card because I'd love to be able to stream that, because it was a splendidly fun game and very spooky. So. Yeah, Beast Breaker. I am a giant Metroid nerd. Like I've played all of them repeatedly. I'm a big fan of the Prime series, so it wasn't a Prime game, so I was a little bit. I was, but when I heard that a Metroid game was coming out, I was just like, is it Prime? But for a 2D game, it was exceptionally well. It reminded me a lot of Metroid Fusion, which is a very big compliment. As a lore nerd, it was missing a couple elements that I was hoping for, but that's more because it was focused on mechanical stuff, and that's totally fair. It was very strong mechanic. There was like one or two things I wasn't 100% a fan of, but like for anyone who's a Metroid fan, it's totally worth picking up and playing. Oh no, I'm on fire. No, honestly, I was doing I had a project where I was trying to play an hour of every game in my Steam library, and I started it, and I got like 5 or 6 hours in, and then I had to stop for a week because various things came up. And unfortunately, I hadn't set my archiving settings correctly.
And I deserve it too.
And all the footage is gone. And it does not exist anymore. So that's a thing. So yeah, we're currently overlooking the first arena area that we'll be fighting some enemies in a little bit. But first, we have to escort the faction leader. Yeah, so that's an eventual. I'm gonna get back to that at some point because I was having a lot of fun with that, and it was like, I'm not kidding. I probably have almost 1,000 games in my Steam collection. I don't want to pull it up because I would dox myself on stream. But I probably, yeah, no, exactly, and I thought it was kind of a neat thing because like it's gonna be very varied. So. In a dream world, now that I have a little more time to myself, I'd love to have like a day for MMO stuff, a day for strategy stuff, and then a day for working my way through my library, because it would just be neat. But, you know, time and effort. And also I finally have, today was a momentous day, I got my work chair, so I finally have like a semi-ergonomic chair for my back. So I'm not just constantly dying from my back being like, why the hell are you sitting the way you're sitting?
I take no pleasure in killing my own people, no matter how wrong they are.
So, that's...
Take whatever comfort you can from knowing you are on the right side of history.
Yes.
So, interesting comment from our friend Ephraim. So down here on the left-hand side, we can see all the chat that's going on. So if you're ever lost, you can always check the chat log here. A little interesting comment there from our friend Ephraim. So Ephraim's part of the Flame Legion. The Flame Legion's got a real complicated history with the rest of the Gladia, because back in Guild Wars 1, the Flame Legion unearthed a giant primordial being called the Titans, and started worshipping them functionally. And that was what part of what inspired them to invade the human kingdoms and literally burn them to ash. They unleashed fire magic so powerful it literally burned. You can like scroll out here. All of Ascalon. Like, they torched all of northern Ascalon. So, like, hundreds and hundreds of kilometers. You can go and see just, like, the charred fields of nothingness. So, yeah. Ephraim is the current leader of the Flame Legion after they were defeated by the rest of the legions and kind of brought to heel. That was the Char Civil War Part 1. We're now in the much later Char Civil War Part 2. Where we're trying to save Char from a very interesting, well, a very charismatic leader, but that leader is a mind-controlling dragon. So, you know, as you do, as is normal. And the char level of technology is kind of interesting because they have things like these war bikes, and like they build fairly advanced things because they have internal combustion. So the thing, fun fact, two fun facts about the char. Most races in Tyria worship gods of some sort, and those gods exist. Like we've met some, we've met a good chunk of the human gods. The human gods have been the cause of a lot of problems too. Without too many spoilers, there's been some. We've fought a human god once or twice before. As part of, so the Char are constantly at war. As part of their kind of devotion to their war machine, they killed their gods and used the essence of their gods to build war machines. So there are these giant, like, living citadels that they drive around to invade places with, that are powered by god souls, essentially. So that's the Char in a nutshell. Yeah. It's neat. So if you play a human, you of course get a lot more of this information. But so in Guild Wars, each race you have from level 1 to level 80, and 80 is the cap. From level 1 to level 80, you do your personal story. In your personal story, you get to choose a whole bunch of like story paths from point to point. So like, I think there's every 10 levels essentially, you get to choose a plot point, and you get to go down that. So there's still a bit of the RPG storytelling in this. It's quite enjoyable.
Never surrender.
As a human, you actually get to interact with your gods more than once, and there's like, again, without giving away too much of like the overall plot, there's some pretty big actions. Like when the Char invaded, the human gods were already had retreated from life. They had kind of abandoned a lot of humanity, so humans took a really intense action, and instead of letting the Char seize the city of the gods, which was left over, called War, they sunk it under the waves. Slightly, like, inadvertently, to be fair, but a little bit of Atlantean lore there type of stuff. So we're fighting that tank. We have, so the major targets here are the tank, who we've been beating up, and also there's a sniper up on the ridge. Oh god. And there's a helicopter dropping bombs on us. So we have some problems, let me say that. So the United Forces of Tyria are currently fighting against the Dominion, who are these guys, to try and... Dolyak's like I think Dolyak's actually, it's just I think it's like a Russian word, but Dolyaks are like musk oxen type thing. Oh god. So yeah, whenever you get one of those sniper lasers on you, if you don't dodge nearly immediately, they will just kill you. So, always a good thing to try and avoid. Because we've dealt enough damage to them, you can see we've sent them back to their base, and we have 46 seconds to beat the other boss. And if we beat both bosses within that time, we fight the helicopter. And so you can hear a couple different overlapping voices in the background. Every character has voiced lines of one sort or another, so you'll hear other people using their abilities. It's kind of neat. So now Nicobar is trying to bomb us. So we're gonna grab. Oop, no, wrong one. We're gonna grab ourselves a Charzuka and we're gonna shoot him down. Where'd he go? Ah, there it is. I appreciate that. So you can actually get like be picked up and carried along, as you can see all those people. And there we go. So we have seized Wolf's Crossing. So that was our main. That was part of our main focus for this particular run. But the other half of it is about to come, which is that they're gonna start spawning. So we have all this treasure we get to claim. Oh look, my inventory is so full I have to deposit all of that and keep opening treasure chests.
Successes were hard won, hard fought.
Oh yeah, that's
Too much
nice.
treasure.
Let's see to the wounded.
But now,
Friendly.
there's going to be secret little mini bosses. So you can see it right there. So we're gonna quickly head over here, hop on our Griffin, and go as quick as we can. Because people will get here fast and kill it very quickly.
Nothing like the spoils of war.
And so these are the little, so from every event that we do, we get some cache keys, and those cache keys let us open caches, unsurprisingly. And this person that we're fighting is a cache keeper, who keeps the caches. So once we beat them, there we go, it opens up, and look at all these enemy supply caches. Give us the loot. Give us the loot. So yeah. And now we go back to the map, keep an eye out. Oh, there's another one. So let's grab that airdrop. Ah! This tree came out of nowhere! It's pretty amazing. I've seen, like, I'm moderately practiced on the Griffin, but some people are just so talented on the Griffin that they can, like, thread the needle and just do some amazing things. So, champions. Champions have randomized powers, which are these little icons here. So, currently they have lay energy build up. So, every few seconds we build up lay energy, and we have to find one of these orbs and drop it off. They also have signaler, so they have a big stop-go over their head, and if you don't follow their instructions, they shoot you.
And I deserve
So,
it too.
Squid Game, I guess? That's what the kids are watching, right? And it looks like there's another one close by. Not that close. So we're gonna... So, have to land on the ground to use the paradrop. So we're gonna do that quick, and then go like here, and then go... No, I hit a thing. Ah! I'm going slow. Gotta go fast. Yep. And pew pew. So we got here in time. You can see they're still at 30%. Okay, so what's the percent? They have red light, so we can't move. Sniper targets us and fires, and there we go. Like I said, because there's so many people here, it's going to
Swiftly.
it's gonna
Oh,
be
yeah.
pretty quick.
That's my loot.
There was a journal there that I read accidentally. It happens a lot. So we're gonna do a quick thing, because our inventory is just heckin' full. So we're gonna just deal with some of these things really quickly, because we're running out of room. I'm gonna sell these. Sell these. There is an in-game trading post. It's pretty low key, and it really makes it helpful, because when you have things you don't need, you can just get rid of them. Get rid of all those. Deposit Okay, so now we have a little more room. So hopefully we'll be able to get all the treasure and have to stop finding our inventory. Oh no, we missed one. No. Ah, well.
False imperators have you fight beside humans and other lesser beings. Minion fights for Tar above all.
Let's see if we can at least grab the treasure. Yep. Okay. So we do want to catch up because one of the objectives we're trying to do is to fight the keepers, or is it things? Can we get there in time? Haha, we did. So if we go into the little Season of Dragons menu here, scroll all the way down to Drizzlewood, you can see there's a bunch of little things that we want to do. So like we want to respond to events, we want to defeat cache keepers, and unfortunately because we missed that one, we're gonna have to do another run of this at some point,
And I deserve it too.
probably off camera, but we'll do another run of this to get all 12. Thankfully, you don't have to get specific named ones, because there's actually an achievement where you have to get all 12 specific named ones, and they spawn randomly. So, of course, you can imagine that's always kind of a bit of a crapshoot. Because they all have different names and specific like tactics and stuff. So, like this guy, he plants a healing tendril that applies regeneration to allies. So we have to every time he spawns, there's one right there. Have to make sure you kill the tendril or he's going to stay alive for a very long time. And he has a spinning laser, which is fun.
Now that's teamwork.
Ta-da. Oh. Yeah, this... See, unfortunately, this isn't my main. This is just a side character that I don't play that often. So, unfortunately, our inventory is a little bit limited. But what can you do?
Nothing like the spoils of war.
Thankfully, Guild Wars does have a fairly decent ability to you can just instantly deposit all your crafting materials into a separate special bank and just access it from wherever. So it's very solid. So we're staying near these little orbs to make sure we keep discharging the lay energy buildup, because it will kill you very quickly. And they also just have a...
And I deserve it too.
Next one. Okay. Ah, lasers. So those are the rotating lasers they're talking about. Those are they as unsurprisingly they do a lot of damage.
Nothing like
You
the
can see I'm
spoils of war.
stacking up rewards here. We need to remember to click on them and actually accept the rewards. There's one. And you gotta be quick. Like I said, you gotta really be quick on the spot with these ones. That's why the Griffin is such an advantage, because you can just go zoom. Otherwise, you have to just slowly fall down and slowly walk over. Thankfully, by the point, like this is very, very, very late ending stuff. So. If I can get up the small ridge. My giant war cat's only weakness: small ridges. Because MMO pathing. Oh, I have to land. Whee!
Fewer and fewer of your comrades remain to stand beside you. Join them in death.
So RN, how are you enjoying? So where are you in Breath of the Wild? Are you starting to get? So you've been so brave and you fought so many robots. I hope that you're actually getting close to a couple of the. It's not sarcasm.
Efficient. Excellent.
I just fell off from watching. Oh, 3 more? Okay, cool.
Oh yeah. That's
Ooh.
right.
So we just got a drop of some exotic armor, which is the second highest armor. Oh, third highest technically, but legendary armor doesn't drop. You can only craft that. All of these journals that keep interrupting my looting. So it's not super expensive or fancy, but it is good for crafting materials. And you know what we love in Guild Wars? Crafting materials. I think that's all of them. So, yeah. So we have now beaten all the cache keepers, as far as I can tell. Looks like. So, now let's see what world bosses are available. So I have a little world boss device here, which allows me to kind of teleport around. Ooh, that'll actually be a fun one. So now we get to see one of the large and dangerous dragons that you get to fight in Guild Wars. We're going to do a little bit of inventory management to start, though. Just zip back here. Fun! The exciting world of inventory management! So, everyone's favorite part of MMOs. RPGs in general, really.
What are you allergic to taste?
Not a problem with the food. Make it yourself.
Maybe I will. Can't do worse than this quaggan turd.
Everyone calm down. We're all on edge here. Let's just be glad we have room.
Just got word from across the river. The legions are gearing up for an assault on Dominion territory.
Then we should join
So
them
we
as
don't
soon
need
as
any of these,
possible.
we're just going to sell them. Because they're just going to take up space.
Let's go.
We have a nice little sell junk button to get rid of any kind of things that are only worth gold. Open all these little chests that we didn't get a chance to do. Look at all these, look at all this treasure. So most of these are crafting materials, which is great because I'm trying to craft legendaries, and legendaries take an absurd amount of materials, as one might expect. And every time I open any of these, I get some commendations. So as you can see, I'm getting a bunch of achievements related to those
The
commendations.
life for me.
And the achievements are repeatables, which is why I'm getting them down. Which is nice. Like it's a source of more materials, which again, I need 10 million of to make. Well, not 10 million, but like, I need a lot. It's gonna take a lot to make the legendary stuff that I want to make. But it's pretty and shiny and it looks cool. So, there.
And I deserve it too.
And so as an example, I'll actually grab that quickly. So one of the very cool things about legendaries, that once you unlock a legendary on one character, you get that legendary on every character for the rest of the time. The other half is that they're very cool looking. They have unique particle effects, they have unique animations, they even actually replace some of your native animations on your class with something new.
There's an enemy tribute nearby.
So,
Take them out.
like this is Bolt. This is the only one I've crafted. It took me at least 6 months to complete. So yeah, that was the experience. So we're gonna swap characters. We're gonna hop over to my warrior, and we're gonna go fight this big lad, this big thirsty lad, whose name is Tacotl, of which I have a little mini one. Look at my mini Tacotl. Hello. So you can get small pets called miniatures, and because this is the character I have dedicated to specifically fighting Tacotl, I have a mini Tacotl. Oh, but I have a mini Tacotl. Look at it. Look at him bask in his radiance. And oof, man, that's you. But yeah, so we're just gonna head over here, and as you can see, all the names showing up as we get close. Lots of people coming out. This is so the world resets at 7 p.m. every day. So this is we're just getting ready for reset. And so there'll be a lot of people showing up, like this person with their big fancy backpack. Like, look at that. Look how ridiculous that is. Takes a lot of that's a legendary, by the way. That's another legendary. That's legendary back. Bunch of people on their raptors and sky scales. The Hylic, these are neat. These are neat NPCs. The Hylic are frog people. They're kind of neat. I like them. Ooh, there's a platter of delectable birthday cake. I'm gonna eat some. Gives us a nice little buff there. Oh, cool. So this is the new. So one of the mounts is the skimmer, and it's a big manta ray. This is an alternate skin for the skimmer, and it's a little hover bike. It's very cool looking. I did not purchase it as it's quite pricey. I mean, it's as pricey as any of the like premium skins, but still. Not what I want to spend my money on right now. Oh, so this is the plush griffin. Look at it. Look at that face. So cute. It's so fluffy, I want to die. So, this is my skin for the griffin. I like it. I like the aesthetics of it. I like the kind of the dye channels and how I like the glow. I actually have, yeah, so as you can see, Tacotl the Sunless attacks in 10 minutes. So we have 10 minutes to kill. So we're going to take a look at mounts. And if we go over to the griffin, you can see I have this griffin, this griffin, this griffin, and this is the default griffin. But as you can see, there are tons of skins for every mount, which are, some of them look really different, some of them look very similar, some of them are very glowy, some of them are very simple. What's the... That's a choice. I'm just gonna say that. That's a choice. Although, that's not the worst choice you can make. So there's a rabbit mount. It's called the Springer. You can get super adorable skins like this, or alternatively, if you hate people, you can get this thing. Or even worse, this thing. Which is just, oh man, that's, it's, I mean, look at it. It's extremely cursed. This, however, is just adorable, and I want it so bad, but it's a lot of gems. Look at him! He's got the little lizardy thing. What other? Oh yeah, there's this one for the sky scale to make him look adorable. And there's also this one, which is interesting. I'm not sure, like, it's an interesting look. I'm not 100% on it, but like the wings kind of throw me off slightly. This one's very pretty, the shimmer wing. Let's see. There's the there's a couple good raptor alternate skins. That one's really cute. That one's a very this is an anime protagonist somewhere. There's this saucy looking lad. There's the jackal, which I have a couple skins for. I quite like the jackal. I don't use it because it's just easier to fly around, but you can get, like, that's a pretty spooky looking one, but that is just gorgeous. I wish again, it's someday when it's not so expensive, I will get this beautiful lad. There's little roller beetle, who is half jet speed racer and half F-Zero bike. You can turn him into an armadillo, but you cannot deny that is the beetle. You have the war claw, which is for PvP. But yeah, the roller beetle is actually quite a lot of fun for a couple reasons, but the main one is just that you can go, if you gotta go fast, it go real fast. And you can do races on this thing, which are just a lot of fun. Oh yeah, so we're gonna fight a dragon with a mega laser. This thing's gonna fire and knock it out of the sky. But yeah, I have to fix all my skins because I want things to look pretty when I'm running around. That's the default jackal. So it shouldn't be too long. About 6 minutes. People are, as you can see, oh yeah, chairs. Chairs are another thing that are a fun time in Guild Wars. You can earn them and buy them and show them off to your friends. Fashion Wars is very important. We can walk around and judge people's outfits. Why? I have so many questions. That's a very simple look, but you know, like, they've got a good kind of cohesion going on there. I mean, yeah. that is a look. They have put a lot of work into looking like that. Wow, that's, they put a lot of effort into looking a very specific way. Are there eyes? The face. Exactly. Looks like a lot of people picked up the hover bike. Hover bike is very cool, can't lie. Oh nice, someone put down a banner for us, so we pick up a nice little buff. Gives us, there's a whole bunch of buffs we get here. The major ones are we get increased karma, which is like a currency. You can see down here. And also magic find, which gives us a chance to get better gear. Ooh, those are some pretty wings. Hey, this little wyvern, how are you doing, little guy? So yeah, what we're gonna wait for the dragon to show up, fight the dragon. Good night for fighting dragons, though. I just have a very kind of like, this is achievement armor. I unlocked this from doing a specific set of achievements, and the wings are just something I picked up at some point. So I try and just go with like armor that looks like armor. Although look at the I have not seen this raptor skin before, and it is adorable. Look at you with your little pumpkin head. So this is from the Halloween, no duh, the Halloween festival that was recent. So. Lots of people still in their Halloween gear. Do I have any Halloween stuff on me? None. Let's see what other fancy outfits we can find in the crowd. Ooh, plant guy. Nice, nice. So the Silvari are another one of the default races. Those are some wings. That's another legend. So we can see two legendaries here. That blade is Dawn, and it leaves trail of painted sky when you swing it. It's very cool looking. And then the backpack is Ad Infinitum, which is if you look right here, Ad Infinitum. I'm working on it right now, but takes a little while to get there. Like I said, it's anywhere from 3 to 6 months per legendary, depending on how much you have in your stores. That's a heck of an armored raptor. Oh, someone just riding a basic bunny. Ooh, those are some gauntlets. Look at those. Those are very fancy. I kind of enjoy that his entire outfit's very plain, and then he just has these like super fancy gauntlets. So we're just gonna look up at this tower for no particular reason. We're just gonna hang out and enjoy this tower. What a nice tower. Sure would be awful if something happened to that tower. And woo! Reset has happened. So every day, you get something from the daily rewards. In this case, I get 4 tomes of knowledge. So those are 4 level ups. Oh. Someone planted a tree. I feel like this is just a hazard to others. Didn't like me going that way. Oh no. Oh shit, look! Oh, can you see it? Here it comes.
In the water, brothers, sisters, ready yourselves. Tequatl is here.
Oh, and here we go. Yep, have a good one.
I'll be alright. Soon.
Gotta dive through the shockwaves. Watch out for the big poison fields. I do have to say, I've always really loved the music. Like the soundtrack of the music. They have some really nice pieces. I really appreciate that during most combats. Not pay attention. During most combats, it's really nice to be able to see whatever's going on. Yep, lots of people are gonna go down. The fight is perilous. So try and save the people we can, and then the people who didn't make it, gotta hope for them to respawn. Run back.
This seems like a good spot.
Oop, turrets are in trouble. I bet. Unfortunately, with the settings turned down so much, we're not getting all the enemy character models. Turn that down.
No!
So, we fought the first phase of Tequatl. It's now taken off, and we have to defend these power batteries to keep the generator going so that big super laser over there can charge up and fire and bring it down. Currently playing as a berserker. Berserkers, as you can see, berserkers are very fire-oriented. They like to set things on fire. That's why they have a torch as their offhand. Ah! Okay, try not to die. So berserkers can activate rages, which you see up here. And one of my rages is to fire out all those fireballs. The one for my bow is to set a path of the ground in front of me on fire. So now that we've defended it enough that it can charge up, we're going to head back to the middle area, and we're going to go fight Tequatl again. Burn them down to 50%. And then from there, he'll take off and we'll go do another phase. We'll do this 2 more times, And then boss indeed. There we go, got to 50%. You can see all the debuffs that it has on it. Ow. So over at this battery, we have to fight a whole bunch of grubs who like to hide underground. So we gotta stomp on the grub holes and fight the enemies. And so if you're going optimally, you really only want to fight till about 20 or 30 seconds are remaining, because after that, the enemies can't do enough damage to actually
Might makes me right.
to destroy the thing that you're protecting. So you can go until 20 seconds are left, and then hop on the jump pad, and it'll send you back. So Raptors are nice because they have that little AoE pull in, which allows you to gather up enemies really quickly and just kind of punch them down quickly. Oop, someone went down. Let's see if we can help them. A couple people going down. A lot of the enemies in this fight use poison, so you'll often see someone be okay, and then... So now we fight it down to 25. Let the bit rate tank. There we go, one more phase. So we don't have to go, we can actually just go back to the first battery, but I like to go to all three and just kind of like get a little bit of different experience, because one of them has a whole bunch of the slithery snake boys, one of them has a whole bunch of the grubs and the quaggins, and then the last one has a bunch of these guys. Which, I think they're supposed to be giants, but it's hard to tell. They could also just be humans that have been, like, swollen by, like, the swamp and by the plague they carry. Oh dear. Run away, run away, run away. Good idea.
Fury is mine.
So soon, very soon, we'll do the last phase of Takatl, and then we shall get our loots, and then we'll probably actually call it there for tonight, because I have some other plans which I'll hop over to, and the next boss isn't for about an hour. They didn't have a whole lot of other plans. So, probably gonna call it there for tonight, but hopefully be back on, I'm thinking, possibly Friday. I'm gonna try and start doing some scheduled streams, but we'll work on that. It's gonna have to kind of play it by ear. A good kind of consistency. But there may even, wonders of wonders, be a camera in our future. Recently got a PS5 which came with a camera. Let's see if it's compatible.
Nothing can bring me down.
Wield great wisdom.
Yes, and as the Fantastical Friend says, spoon! Because, for whatever reason, one of the things that Takato drops is spoons of various kinds. And there we go, we have defeated Takato the Sunless. And yeah, so that'll be about it for tonight. We've fought quite a few people, did a whole southern run of Drizzle, and yeah, so night to everyone. Thank you for watching, and we'll hope to see you soon.